Well, in a world filled with scrolling, swiping, and stimulation, a surprising trend is taking over social media. People are recording themselves doing absolutely nothing for an hour. No talking, no music, no multitasking, just sitting there.
Could you do it?
If I really had to,
yeah, I think I could.
But I haven't.
Yeah,
I certainly haven't recorded myself doing nothing.
The idea is resetting their dopamine levels and rediscovering the power of boredom. Our Taylor Bruck takes a look at if and how it works.
3 mornings a week, you'll find Catherine Honorado literally doing nothing for an hour. No phone, no scrolling, no noise. Just sitting, daydreaming, and letting her mind wander. She's trying to reclaim her attention span.
I have ADHD, and I've noticed throughout the years that my ADHD is getting worse and worse. I definitely think that technology, social media definitely attribute to that.
She calls it phone fasting. It's part of a growing digital detox trend online. Psychologists say they might be onto something.
Boredom is really biologically essential. We need to have time to rest, to decompress, and our brains need time to disengage from activities.
In her book, Boredom is a Superpower, author and psychologist Lisa Gagné-Runyan say boredom isn't a flaw, it's a feature, one that drives creativity, deeper thinking, and emotional regulation.
Research tells us that we pick up our phone 150 times a day, okay? Whether we need it or not. We pick it up just to look at it. We pick it up to see if maybe we've missed a notification. How can that be good for us? What did we used to do with that time?
She says we used to fill that time with imagination, play, and problem solving. And losing that could have real consequences for kids.
They go to Google University if they have a question, or they go to AI if they have a question. So if we don't circumnavigate this very, very soon, we're going to find that our children are not capable because their brains didn't fully develop in the way that they should have.
Short-form videos dominate nearly every online platform. Research shows constant exposure can weaken attention spans, reduce focus, heighten anxiety and depression, disrupt sleep, and weaken impulse control by overstimulating the brain. At Ohio State, clinical psychologist Sophie Lazarus agrees sitting in boredom is beneficial, but says there are things to watch out for.
Are you letting your mind wander to, projects that are exciting? Or are you thinking about all the things you didn't do and how you're so inadequate? Like, those are very different ways that it can land. It's not black or white. It really depends a lot on the context.
These professionals say 1 hour won't undo years of doom scrolling, but small, consistent breaks make a difference.
It's like if you're trying to quit smoking, right? And you put down cigarettes for a day. Does that help? Sure. It does, right? It tells you, one, that you can do it. Two, you're not getting that constant nicotine hit. So this does the same thing.
For Honorado, boredom was once the enemy, but now it's a skill. One many of us have lost and desperately want back.
Even though you are, yes, technically doing nothing because you're sitting in boredom, you're not doing nothing. It's still a positive thing that you're doing for your brain, for your body, for yourself.
So next time you reach for your phone, she says, try something radical. Sit still, get bored, let your brain breathe. Because in today's inattention economy, nothing might be exactly what we need.
Taylor is with us now. So I have to ask, maybe some people are watching this and saying, okay, that's great. I don't have an hour to do nothing. I got to do this, and this. Maybe you have kids. Maybe you have to work. So does it have to be an hour?
No,
for this to work?
It does not, right?
Okay.
You can start small, 15, 30 minutes at a time. Any break is better than nothing. You can also try what they call micro boredom. So these are small moments throughout the day where you intentionally do not look at technology. Runyan said boredom isn't necessarily sitting there doing absolutely nothing. To her, it just means resting, resetting, and getting away from technology. So micro boredom, you can start with tiny breaks. This is in line for coffee, on an elevator. Just resist the urge to grab your phone. You can create no phone zones. So the dinner table, right? Just have a family rule, no phones at the dinner table. You can swap scrolling for low stimulation tasks. So folding laundry, taking a walk without earbuds, maybe driving in your car without music. let your kids be bored and model it for yourself. So if they look bored, don't just throw a tablet or a screen in their face. Let them sit in their own creativity and figure out how to make themselves not bored. No phones for an hour after waking up. She said this is really important for adults and kids. It protects your attention span all day long, because if you are looking at your phone right when you wake up, all of that music and sound and lights giving you dopamine, you're going to crave that for the rest of the day. And so if kids go to school and Miss Molly says, open up the textbook to page 85, they're going to shut down because they don't want to focus on that at that point. So no phones for an hour in the morning, and then no phones in the bedroom. She says sleep, melatonin, and nighttime anxiety all improve without screens. So that's a big one, no phones in the bedroom.
I've done pretty well with no phones in the bedroom.
Yeah.
All this stuff like comes and goes in waves. Like
Yeah,
I'll end up using it as an alarm, like a third alarm clock.
Yeah. Oh gosh, yeah.
Yeah. What are the negative consequences to all the short form content that we're constantly being exposed to?
Yeah, so we mentioned a couple in this story, but basically, guys, your brain needs dopamine. It's not necessarily a bad thing. We just do not need it 24 hours a day. So when you're constantly looking at things that give you dopamine, like social media, you're never getting a break. So this is leading to short attention spans, the inability to focus, and to problem solve. Runyan said people nowadays, especially kids, don't have the patience to solve hard problems. They're just Googling it, they're asking ChatGPT, and this is creating really impatient people and people who do not have problem-solving abilities. And then the more short-form content we consume, the more our brain craves it. So it's really like a never-ending treadmill, guys, unless we force ourselves to put a stop to it.
Now, I've only done this like once or twice, so it's not like I do this all the time, and it was only for about 5 or 10 minutes. But one day I was just sitting there, and there was a piece of paper and some crayons, and I just colored.
Doodle.
Yeah, they have like adult
try something new.
coloring books.
Yeah.
They have like
It felt
little
awesome.
crafts that you can do.
It felt
I try
really
to read.
good. I have no reason to tell you that other than right now.
Try something new, exactly.
I'm proud of you for your coloring. That's also peaceful, but
Yeah.
I totally like. It's so hard, like to get in an elevator or you're waiting in line for a cup of coffee, and instead of just looking at things around you,
Or saying hi
you
to the
grab
person.
your phone, right?
Yeah.
But you'll look around, and that's what everybody else has started doing too. So I think a really good reminder, even if you don't have the full hour, to just maybe take 5 minutes or 10 minutes and
Start
color,
small.
or just stare at the wall. All right, Taylor, thank you.